Alright, so boom. What's up? It's Justin. First video. Still doing this YouTube stuff. Trying to figure it out. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about a pattern I see when it comes to me when it's with women, and it sucks. It's pretty bad, and I don't know if it's me, the issue, or something else, because I fumble so bad. I fumble a lot. So first go right. This happened over 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, last summer when it was in August. Um, yeah, 2 years ago in August. Yeah, I came off the cruise ship because I was on a cruise. Um, and it was like, dang, I really am lonely. So it's like, all right, heard Wiz ain't too bad. Let me give it a shot. Wiz, really, first mistake in my life, but okay. But don't recommend Wiz, but yeah. So I tried the app. Scroll through some women, talk to them, ghost me. Not the best looking guy, of course, but I'm trying. But this one girl, we gonna call her. What you call her? We're gonna call her Ari. Why not? That's not her real name, but why not? So this girl Ari, right? I will say, I will be vulnerable. I will be transparent. I am a freak. Yep, I'm a freak. But I'm gonna keep it respectful, and if there's a vibe we want, I'll level with the vibe, right? So you know, she was freaky, and I was freaky, so it was like we was getting it on, like it was matching vibes. If she was sad, I'll level it down to her. If she's happy, I'm happy. If she's not in the mood, okay, I'm gonna be chilling with her, right? Keep in mind, all on text and call. So, you know, why you, but then everything was going fine, and then out of nowhere, she blocked me. Everything was on, she blocked me on Snap. But here's the thing, the way I got her back was through TikTok. And when I saw I had a TikTok, she forgot to block me. So I was like, oh shit, I might have to come back to that later. So I think a few months passed, and then now I texted her. I was like, hey, what's up? She was like, hey, what's up? I'm like, yo, you kind of blocked me. I don't know if you remember me. She was like, what's your name? It was like Justin, right? So yeah, we started hitting it back on. It was going great, better than the first time. He was, you know, getting to know each other. We got to know each other better the second time. So it was like, everything was going great, wonderful, so perfect, until she blocked me again on everything. I was in my feelings for so long. I was in my feelings. I was really hurt, really hurt, and I'm capable of bouncing back. It doesn't affect me too much, but I had to push it. I had to kill it. I had to kill that feeling of her, and yeah. Second girl. So, second girl, she quite literally lived near me. Not the fact that, cause look, I'm from New York, I'm in Brooklyn, she was in the Bronx. So everything, I thought everything was gonna be alright. We're gonna call her Brie. Brie. Ari. Brie. Wow. Suck at naming these fake names, okay? same thing on Wiz, right? And I thought, she was the one, because she was, in the Bronx. I was in Brooklyn. If it meant my grandma didn't know I stuck at the house to go see her, I was willing to risk that. So, you know, I talked about, meeting up. She was like, I don't know, maybe. I'm like, cool. It's whatever. I'm never the type to rush a girl. I'm really patient when it comes to a lot of these things. It happens, She doesn't want to meet up yet. I understand if you're shy, if you don't want to meet up, that's okay. I'm okay with that. So, every now and then I kind of brought it up to her saying, when I meet up, like, it's the weekend, coming up. But then she started being more specific, saying, oh, I can't meet up, I got this, that, and the third. Oh, my friends kind of got me first. I'm like, okay. And then, bombshell, she got with a new guy. I was pissed. I was mad. I blocked her. I don't like liars at all. But, it was my fault for not, talking to her more. Maybe. Not that I was trying to talk to her all the time, but during that argument we had, I should have, be more calm. But I was pissed because why would she keep this away from me? I was madly in love, but then now I gotta shove it deep down in my heart. What am I doing in my life? So boom, fast forward a few more months. You see where I'm going with this, right? She contacts me on my number. Kind of forgot she had my number. Or was it Instagram? I don't remember. Either or. She contacts me back saying, hey, I'm sorry, what I did to you for lying to you, it was my bad, I apologize. And I was like, look, I'm sorry too if I blocked you on everything, I stormed out on you, shouldn't have done that. But we started over, right? So, like I said, second time, the best time, right? So now, everything was going better than before. We started talking more on the phone, joking around. And everything was going great. Like, it could not get worse. But it got worse. How? This is so funny to me because I did not know how to react. And I was so stumped to the point where it was like, what can I even do to a girl? She went full gay on me. Like, she went full lesbian on me, bro. Like, I was so confused. I'm like, are you sure you're lesbian? She's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, kudos to you, I guess. Support you too, yeah, we can be cool, yeah. I didn't dip on her, I didn't, leave her this time. I didn't, block her or anything. I just left it as it is because I'm not going to stick around for a person like that for real. And, I tried. I tried. So, it happens. I mean, we still get so much time to talk. I try to check up on her, but, what can I do? I can't do too much. Third girl. Probably the last one because I don't think, there's much to talk about when it goes to girls. I do sometimes fumble and it's sometimes either my fault or girl's fault. So. But yeah, third girl, right? We're gonna call her Kiana or something like that. Kiana, right? So Kiana, right? Chubby girl. Love me some chubbiness in my life. Okay? Jamaican, love it. But this story start off, Wiz. Boom. Yeah. Big shocker. Same thing. Wiz, right? But the thing is, I thought I was doing so good with her to the point where it was like, I'm doing such a great job at this. I don't even care anymore. I'm gonna do what's best I can since in this long distance. But keep in mind, every single one of these relationships are long distance. The first girl, she was somewhere in the South, I think. Second girl, Bronx. This girl, upstate, literally upstate New York. So, we get to talking, same thing, yeah, get the point. I was, being a little freak, she was being freaky, and I was, vibe matching, I listened to her ramble, she listened to me ramble, I thought everything was going good until everything was not good. So when everything was not going good, she started talking less. Fuck everything. I should have known from the start when she started not talking to me, but I was like, I'm gonna persevere this. Because the thing is, we used to talk a lot on FaceTime. I was so confused, actually. I was actually so confused when she stopped asking for FaceTime. Because I get it. This one point in time where it was like, okay, look, we did stop talking for like, what, a few days maybe? Or like, what, like one day? And I started, trying to contact her back saying, hey, what's up? She was like, hey, what's up? Like, hey, what's up? Kind of miss you, kind of like, didn't talk a while, like, I'm trying to call, maybe. She was like, no. Fuck. So, this continued more and more, and it was like, it gets tiring. Like, I was being desperate. I'm never usually desperate until I need to be desperate, like, sometimes, you gotta be desperate sometimes, but not too much, because you don't want like a weak little man, but be desperate sometimes. But I'm trying to like make conversation. She's just dipping on me to the point where it was like, I was like, hey, what's up? She's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, we're not talking that much. I'm like trying to figure out, like, hey, you're not talking to me that much. And she's like, oh, it's because I feel like, I'm not doing too much. Something along the lines like that, I think. Because, like, something with her. Because she thought, it wasn't me, it was her. But I was like, nah, you're good. Because it's like, I was wondering, like, what happened? I kind of missed you. I saw you. So, I'm trying to talk to her more. Everything went downhill. She only called during those times when she like, was being a little dry on me. She only called me one time, and then after that one time, a few days later, guess what? Guess what? She got back with her ex. I didn't say anything. I was like, at this point, I didn't even care because I literally told her multiple times. I literally told her all the stories about how I told her most stories about how I try to like, date girls, but then they somehow ended up, leaving me for another guy or their ex. So, I kind of figured, you'd be a little different, but, Juice WRLD. These hoes are the same. I'm kidding. No, they're not. But I did not Talked to her after that. All we do is send snaps and that's it. I'm low-key pissed. Think about that to this day. But it happens to the best of us. And we're not gonna meet the one sometimes, you know. It's gonna happen. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while to recuperate, rebuild yourself, and then find that next person, you know. It's gonna happen. It's just the same thing that keeps happening to me. I don't know if it's gonna get any better for me, but like I said, we'll see. Thank you for watching, I guess.